Ramadan TV series is refreshed by Coca-Cola and nourished by cowbell Evab.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's another day and we are here and we say alhamdulillah for the grace to be here again on the show, another Ramadan TV series. As usual, we'll be touching on a number of topics as well as the other segments of the show. So yes, it promises to be exciting. So stay with us. Just right after the break, we'll get into the conversation proper.
In Ramadan, we are all connected. We all have the same empathy towards one another. We all feel the same rush to catch that moment of iftar and walk into the same special home-cooked meals. Every Ramadan, we are one when we fast, but not always when we break fast. This Ramadan, let's be one when sharing iftar. Sharing makes us one. Coca-Cola, real wonder.
Minister for Enjoyment is what everyone calls me because I love to enjoy myself.
So creamy. So good.
Enjoyment Minister, can we get back to the meeting?
Sorry. Cowbell evaporated milk is delicious milk that is carefully formulated to retain its creaminess and great taste.
Even hubby loves the creamy taste.
So creamy.
So good.
The rules that guide our everyday life, especially the ones that relate to Ramadan, being the season we are in. This etiquette, Muslims call it hadda. To discuss the topic with me in detail is Ustaz Abdulaziz in the studio as usual. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So when we talk about basic etiquette in Islam, what exactly are we trying to cover?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Thumma salatu wa salam ala Rasul al-Amin. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Islam is a religion of standard. And etiquette referred to as adab. That is Islamic etiquette, al-adab al-shara'iyya. There are so many ways we do different things. So we relate with our God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We relate with Islam, we relate with the Prophet, we also relate with one another. And there are so many things that we do that has to do with our life affairs on a daily basis. So Islam has rule of etiquette and the ways of doing those things. And this is one of the ways of being a better Muslim. Because the way you display certain things will determine how Islamic you are and how you understand your religion, which is Islam. So talking about Islamic etiquette, we are talking manners of doing so many things like eating, drinking, going into the toilet. How do we do those things? Yeah, so that is it. So Islam prescribe and explain those things to us so that we will be able to follow the best of mankind. That is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described him as the best when it comes to what good characters, and it was due to the fact that he was able to show, he was able to display so many unique way of doing things, so that a person, when a person is said it to be well mannered, it means that the person is doing things the way it should be done. So that's it.
So if we take it one step at a time, let's go to eating, for example. As a considering that we are in the Ramadan season, eating, what are the manners around eating? What are the manners? When you want to eat, what do you say? How do you even present the food? I mean, those manners around eating, what are they that we can take cognizance of?
There are about 3 ways of observing the manners as regard eating. So eating and drinking, they are, they have similar, etiquette. So there are certain things that Muslims are expected to do before eating, and there are certain things to be done when eating and even after eating. So before we start eating, it is Islamic to, wash our hands, so as to make sure that the hands that we are going to be using to drink or eat is especially when eating, is clean. So then we mention Allah's name, because that food we were about to eat, so we want to be protected from what we can see and what we cannot see. So we say Bismillah. So saying Bismillah is a recommendation, that is mentioning Allah's name. Bismillah Rahman Rahim means in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so as to get himself protected from the sin and unseen evil. So that is another another etiquette before eating. Another etiquette before eating is to ensure that you eat with your right hand. That is the Islamic recommendation as regard etiquette of eating. So Prophet ﷺ said that it's Shaitan who eat and drink with his left hand. So a Muslim should make sure that whenever he eats or drink, he eat and drink with his right hand. So those are the three things to be done before eating.
Sorry, sir. That aspect of that conversation, I want us to be able to expatiate further. Okay. Because there are naturally people that are left-handed. At that point, what is the place? What's this particular injunction about Muslims eating? Prescription, right? Recommendation that we should eat with our right hand. We know the people that are left-handed. Are they exempted from that?
No, they are not.
So what about people that are naturally left-handed and they have to eat and they are Muslims?
No, that is why right from childhood we need to be teaching the children to be eating and drinking with the right hand, so that they know that is the Islamic way of eating. Wow. Another thing is that it is not that you cannot do other things with left hand, but as regard eating and drinking, because Islam, he has the knowledge of so many things that we cannot see. He said it is Shaitan who eats with his left hand, and because naturally the left hand is mostly used for dirty, filthy things. So that is it.
So you shouldn't use that same hand.
And eating is not a bad thing.
It's a good thing.
So it's a good art. So when we go to use the toilet, we use the left hand to clean. So
why we use the same hand to eat? Are you learning? Because I am learning too. And that's the whole essence of this show. Getting us prepared for more. The things that we know. In fact, there are certain things that we think we know that we actually do not know. So we get better every day. So yes, we are still on the conversation on Islam and etiquette, but we want to go on a very short break and we will be right back. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, you are on another Ramadan TV series and we have been discussing Islam and basic etiquette. So far we have talked about eating, the basic etiquette when you are about to eat. So there is divided into three: when you are about to eat, during, when you are in the act of eating, and what after eating. But we have touched on, the basic etiquette when you are about to eat, which covers what now? Washing your hands, saying Bismillah, because you need to protect yourself from what you can see and the things that you cannot see. And then you are also ensuring that you eat with your words, with your right hand. It is recommended as Muslims that we eat with our right hand, because the Prophet said that it's only Shaitan that eats with the what? With his left hand. So let's get the conversation going. Ustaz, what are the other basic etiquettes as it involves eating properly?
Now, having known the etiquette before eating, so the etiquette about while eating is that you eat directly in front of you. So when you are eating, especially when you are eating with another person. So you eat from what? From in front of you, from your front, not from the other person's front. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned that he told a boy that Samillah, when you want to eat, is mention Allah's name by saying Bismillah wa kul mimma yalik, and eat directly from what you have in front of you. So that is the etiquette. And when you are while you are eating, so another etiquette while you are eating is that you don't say things of don't say foul languages or talk about bad things while you are eating. So you make sure that if it is not even a good thing to be talking while you are eating. But if it is necessary to talk, there's no problem. So you can talk, but it should not be about talking about bad things. So gossiping and backbiting while you are eating. So although that is not even good as Muslim to be backbiting and gossiping. So another thing is that while you are eating, you don't eat while reclining. So that is, Prophet Sallam said that I don't eat while I'm reclining. So you don't eat while you're reclining. You do not also eat while you are lying down. So you sit up and eat properly on the table. So that's it. So that is it during eating. And if after you have concluded eating, after you are done with eating, of course you need to know if one forget to say Bismillah before eating. So you can still say it while he's already eating. But you say Bismillah awwalahu wa akhira, or Bismillah fi awwalihi wa akhiri. So because he forgot to say it, before getting to the food. So then when one is done with eating, then he will have to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for providing the food and enabling him to eat it. So that not everyone is able to get food to eat, and not everyone who gets food to eat is able to eat the food. So Allah provided you food, and at the same time He enabled you to eat the food. Then you want to thank Him. Say Alhamdulillah alladhi at'amani hadha wa razaqani min ghayri hawlin minni wala quwwa. So it's not by your power, not by your might. It's by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's will. So then, when one is done with that, so he tries to wash his hand. That is when if he's using his hand, or if he's just using his spoon, so there is no any need to wash the hand. So that is it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase us in beneficial knowledge.
Thank you for the great insight. Very profound for me is what you said about not many people that can eat actually have food to eat. Not the many people that have food to eat can actually eat. In fact, not the many people that start eating, finish eating. Because a lot of things just can happen within that space of time. Some people from eating, they are rushed to the hospital. Some people from eating, they die. From eating, so a lot of things. We just feel like it is very simple acts. Okay, I want to eat. So it just builds on us to, at every point in time, whatever act we are able to do successfully, we should always give thanks to Almighty Allah. If you are getting food to eat, you thank God for His provisions. While you are eating, you also thank Him for His grace that you are able to eat, and you are even able to finish the food in peace, without any problem, without any itch. So at every point in time, it's important that we as Muslims are grateful for every little blessings that we have. So eating is a blessing. We'll continue the conversation again tomorrow, inshallah. But don't go away. You know how we do it. We're still going on different segments of the other segments of the show. And it promises to also be interesting. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Minister for Enjoyment is what everyone calls me because I love to enjoy myself.
So creamy. So good.
Enjoyment Minister, can we get back to the meeting?
Sorry. Cowbell evaporated milk is delicious milk that is carefully formulated to retain its creaminess and great taste.
Even hubby loves the creamy taste.
So creamy.
So good.
I want to welcome you to this beautiful show called Another Ramadan, which is about storytelling of the Prophet, Quran and Hadith. I'm super excited to be on this show, so Khalida and Camila, come join me.
So we continue with the story of Prophet Nuh. So Prophet Nuh alayhi salam continued to preach to his people, but at a point he felt tired of preaching to them and he became sad because his people rejected his preaching. They did not accept what he was preaching about. And what was he preaching about? Can you tell me what he was preaching about? Who want to tell me? What was Prophet Nuh preaching to the people?
Was preaching to them that they should worship the only God, Allah.
MashaAllah, that's correct. Who can tell me the numbers of the idols worshipped by the people of Nuh? Go on. 5. Can anyone mention the names of the idols? What do, MashaAllah? What do? No. What do Yagus, Ya'uq, Nasru, and Suwa'? So Prophet Nuh alayhi salam became tired of his people and he prayed to Allah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should punish them as a result of their rejection and rejecting his preaching. When he realized that they will not accept what he has preached to them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instructed Prophet Nuh to build an ark, and the ark is known as an ark of salvation. So when his people did not accept what he was preaching to them. So when he started building the ark, people passing by him, his people were making mockery of him. They were making jest of him, calling him a carpenter. So you are no longer a prophet, you have become a carpenter. All of a sudden, oh, this is good, you can continue with your carpentry. And he told them that you guys need to accept Allah now before it's too late. So he continued to build the ark. And when he finished building the ark, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him his sign. And the sign was that water will gush out from what? From an oven. And when the sign happened, the water gushed out from the oven, and at the same time, the rain started falling from the sky. So the rain started falling, and gradually the rain got increased, and it became a very heavy rain. And the people who had believed in Prophet Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam preaching, they were about, according to what some historians say, they were about 80. Imagine a person, a messenger of Allah, who preached for 950 years, only had 80 people accepting and believing in what he preached about. Subhanallah. Indeed, Prophet Nuh was a great man. So he asked those who had already believed in him to be going to the ark of salvation, because there was no other way to get rescued from the flood that was going to happen except those that will be in the ship or ark of salvation. You have a question?
Yes. How was he able to preach for 950 years?
He was able to preach for 950 years because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it possible for him to be so patient with his people. And because he was so compassionate, despite the insult and sort of things he received from his people, he did not, in fact, they threatened him, and he did not, stop preaching to them, because he was so merciful, so kind, so compassionate to his people. They kept attacking him, condemning him, calling him all sorts of names, and he kept what? Preaching to them, admonishing them, telling them about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he spent 950 years among them, because
So wouldn't he have been so old? Wouldn't he have been old?
For that 950 years, because you can't compare the years spent then to the years we spent now. People then, they used to spend thousands of years, like Prophet Adam alayhi salam, right? So he used to spend thousands of years. So then spending 200-300 years was not the kind of a very long years then. So unlike then they used to calculate a very long calendar, right? So they spent thousands of years, and it is not the way we spend the years for now. Is that taken? So mashallah. So Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, any other question? So Prophet Nuh alayhi salam asked those who have already believed in him to go into the ark he had already built. So, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him to be putting in the ark every animal in pairs, like both with wild and domestic animals. Cat will be male and female, dog male and female, right? And he started doing that.
In Ramadan, we are all connected. We all have the same empathy towards one another. We all feel the same rush to catch that moment of iftar and walk into the same special home-cooked meals. Every Ramadan, we are one when we fast, but not always when we break fast. This Ramadan, let's be one when sharing iftar. Sharing makes us one. Coca-Cola, real wonder.
Ramadan Kareem to my Muslim brothers and sisters. Welcome to another episode of the kitchen segment of another Ramadan TV series. I remain your chef, Chef IBK, and today's menu, we are having fried rice. First off, I'm going to be dealing with the protein. I already boiled my protein, so I'm going to be air frying my protein. So I already parboiled my rice. So all I'm just going to be doing is prepping the veg for the fried rice. My groundnut oil is going in first. While we wait for our groundnut oil to heat a bit, so we're going to add our onions. So after adding our onions, we're going to add our scotch bonnet, which is locally called atarodo. We're going to leave it to fry for a bit. At this point, we're going to be adding all the veg in bit by bit. First off, I'm going to start with the carrots, then the green pepper, then our spring onions. I'm going to be adding my seasoning to it and my thyme, then our salt. Now at this point, you make sure that your veg is on low heat. You don't want to cook out the nutrients of the veg. I'll be adding my rice to this veg sauce in a bit. So I'm going to be putting in the green pea. It's time to add our rice. So I'm going to be adding in bit by bit. Stirring. So I forgot to add that I'm going to add a little bit of stock for my already boiled protein. Make sure that you stir your fried rice in properly. It's nicely done. You don't have to fry. You just put it in the air fryer. It makes your work easy and faster. So I'm going to be adding a little bit of sesame oil to my rice, just for it to steam. So while I wait for it to steam, I'm going to prep for my fried rice presentation. I think our fried rice is ready for serving. Our fried rice is ready. We are iftar ready. Enjoy and see you next time.
We pray that Almighty Allah will accept all of our act of worship in this Ramadan as an act of ibadah. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll see you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
This program was refreshed by Coca-Cola and nourished by cowbell evaporated milk. Ramadan Kareem.